This video we're going to talk about solving quadratic inequalities. And solving a quadratic inequality is just like solving quadratic equations. The general purpose is you're going to try to find these solutions, or as zeros, roots, or intercepts of a quadratic equation. So we can do it a couple ways. We can do it through the algebra, or we can actually do it from the graph. But we're going to focus on inequality. And inequality is anything that takes on one of the four symbols, or the four signs, which are less than or equal, greater than, and greater than or equal. And when we get these, because these are inequalities, it could be a number of solutions. We have to write this as a solution set. And generally, the easiest thing to write this from is going to be from a number line. And by that, when you draw this on your number line, you need to remember that at certain points, so we have this point A, we can either include, which would show a closed circle at A. We have a point B, or we can exclude, which would show an open circle. So these mean to include if it's a closed circle, and these means to exclude if it's an open circle. But we also know that from interval notation then, when you include, you're always going to use your brackets. And if we exclude, we always use our parentheses. When we start talking about solving these inequalities, what we want to know is when is the graph actually above or below the number line. So either you can be above the number line or below the number line. And what that means is because the shape of every quadratic is a parabola, when you graph it, it'll do something like this. And I'm interested in two parts of the graph, when it's above and when it's below. So above means that the graph is above this x-axis. And that would be anything over here, above the x-axis. So I'm actually looking at the points where it intercepts the axis to go above. So that would occur here, at this point, and here at this point. And then based on the symbol, remember we were talking about including and excluding, we include when the symbol is either less than or equal or greater than or equal. The equal part tells me to include and to use one of these for the number line. So we can look at it as a number line. We're going to exclude if we have this symbol or this symbol that's greater than or less than. And so if we're looking at above, what we're going to do is we're going to make that number line. And on that number line, if the A value is negative, if A is negative, we get a maximum on our quadratic. So when A is negative, if we have a negative A, we're always going to be above when we draw our quadratic. So we're going to draw this number line, and we're going to draw the actual quadratic where it's intercepting the x-axis at. If it's below, that means that my A value was positive. If my A is positive, I go below the graph like this. And I get another quadratic. And I'm only focusing on the below part of the graph, though, which would be everything down here. And then I'm going to determine whether I'm including or excluding values. So either I'm going to see these symbols for including or these symbols for excluding. And I'm going to go on my number line, which is going to be your x-axis for both these. And I'm going to determine what the solutions are, where it's crossing the x-axis at. So let's look at an example. We have x squared minus 3x minus 10 is less than 0. So the first thing you want to do for any one of these problems is make sure that it's set equal to 0. And I'm saying equal because you're going to solve it just like it's a quadratic. It's like it's a quadratic equation, right? And so when I set this equal to 0, it's already set equal to 0 for us. So all we're going to do is solve this like it's a quadratic equation. But we're going to pay attention to this sign. Because this sign tells me that whatever I get for my solutions, I'm going to exclude them. Because there's nothing underneath it. So the first thing I'm going to do is solve this equation. So I get x squared minus 3x minus 10. I'm going to not worry about the sign right now. I'm just going to say that's equal to 0. We can factor this, factors of 10 that adds negative 3. So the factors of 10 that adds negative 3 are x minus 5 and x plus 2. Those equal 0. And then when I solve these, I get x minus 5 equals 0 or x plus 2 equals 0. So I see that x is equal to positive 5 or x equals negative 2. So those are my solutions. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a number line and label my number line with those solutions. So I have, putting them in number order, here's negative 2, Here's positive 5. And remember, because I'm excluding, remember exclude means you draw the open circle on the number line. So I'm going to draw an open circle on both those values. And I'm excluding because of this symbol here. This tells me to exclude. So I'm going to exclude here and exclude here. The next thing I need to figure out is how does this parabola open? Does it open up or does it open down? Well, I look at my A value, and A is understood to be a positive 1. So when it's positive A, we see positive A means it's below the graph or it's opening down like this. So I'm going to draw a parabola through these points, and I really don't care what the parabola looks like. I just need to draw one through the points like this right here. And then the last part of this thing says now I need to look at this symbol. Does this symbol say shade below or does the symbol say shade above? Well, again, our above symbols are going to be these symbols here. I didn't go over that earlier, but above would be greater than or equal. And the below symbols are less than or equal. So, again, let me go over this. I need to determine the solutions first. My solutions are -2 and positive 5. Once I have the solutions, put them on a number line. Determine whether you're including or excluding those solutions. No equal sign underneath this symbol, so I'm going to exclude both the solutions, so they both have open circles at them. Next, determine whether your A value is positive or negative. And when I do this, let me draw this out for you. If it's a positive A always opens up. Negative A always opens down. Or you're going to get a max or a minimum. That's what this is saying. So this one is a positive A, so it should open down. So I'm going to draw a parabola that opens down through these points. And they're just x-intercepts. That's why they're sitting on the x-axis like that. The next step is to determine whether you're looking at the above part of the line or the below. This says less than. So I'm going to look at the below part. And I'm going to just shade that part below it, because I'm below this line. So I want to know where is the graph below it? Well, it's below that line between these 2 points. So the final step is to write this using your interval notation. And again, because I'm excluding those values, I'm using these as part of the interval notation part. So this is going to say go from parentheses -2 to positive 5. There are your solutions. So let's look at example B. First step again is to make sure that it's set equal to 0. And here we can see that it's not set equal to 0. So I have to set this equal to 0. In order to do that, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to move this -6 to the other side, and it'll be equal to 0. In order to do that, I just change the signs on it and move it over. So I'm going to get 6x squared plus 17x plus 5 equals 0. And now I need to solve this for the x values, for the solutions, right? And again, before I do that, I want to pay attention to that sign. This sign says that it is greater than or equal to, and this means to include. So I'm going to include whatever the solutions are, right? So 6x squared plus 17x plus 5, setting that equal to 0 to solve it. To do this, I'm going to multiply 6 by 5, and I get 30. So I get this: 6x squared plus 17x plus 30. Or, I'm sorry, I need to rewrite 30 in terms of 17x. So factors of 30 that add to 17x are 15 and 2. So I'm going to rewrite this as 6x squared using the grouping method. That's what I'm using here. 6x squared plus 2x plus 15x plus 5 equals 30. And by grouping, I can now separate this into 2 parts. On the left-hand side, what do they have in common? A 2x. So I'll factor that out. And when I factor out a 2x, I get 6 divided by 2 is 3x. 2 divided by 2 is 1, so that's just 1. Bring this sign down. On the right-hand side, what do they have in common? A 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3x, and 5 divided by 5 is 1. And this should equal, not 30, that should actually equal 0. So this should equal 0. That's my fault. and this over here equals 0. If you do this correctly, these two should repeat, and they are. So rewrite this as 2x plus 5 times 3x plus 1 equals 0. Solving these equations, because that's just two equations that we're going to solve now. 2x plus 5 equals 0, or 3x plus 1 equals 0. Here, x equals a negative 5 halves, or x equals a negative 1/3. Now, my next step is draw a number line and put those solutions on the number line. So on this number line, I have negative 5 halves and negative 1/3. That is the bigger of the two. And again, I'm going to look at the actual parabola itself and tell how does it open up. Well, when I solved it, that's the one I'm looking at. I'm looking at this one right here, coming back here. It opens up down because it has a positive a. Open this down like this and draw the graph like that through there. And we're going to include this time, so that means on those points I'm going to draw in colored ones like that. And then the last part is, where am I shading at? Am I above or am I below? Am I above or am I below? Well, this says to be this symbol, and also, this symbol says to be above the line. So where's the graph above the actual x-axis at? Above is here. Where's it above at? Well, it's above when it's from here, on this side to that, and on this side to that. So because we're above at those positions, we'll put this as, this arrow out here means negative infinity, and this arrow out here means positive infinity. So we're going from negative infinity to negative 5 halves, and we're including this time. We're going to include the negative 5 halves, so we use the bracket. And because there's a gap to get to the other side, we need a union to cover that gap. So we go from negative infinity to negative 5 halves, included, union, and we're also including the negative 1/3, 1/3 to positive infinity, and we put that around like that. So far, we've done it from equations. And in both equations, you always, first step, set it equal to 0, solve for the solutions, put the solutions on a number line like this. Decide whether you include or exclude solutions. Include means closed circles, exclude means open circles. Then determine what the sign tells you to do. Do you shade above or below? If we're above, we're going to look for where the graph is above the line at. If we are below, we're going to look for where the graph is below the line at. Our final step is to write the answer using our interval notation. So look at this one. It's simpler because it says f of x is less than 0. But where is f of x less than 0 at? Well, here we see that it's less than 0 when it's below the graph. And because there are no numbers here to tell us to exclude, we always think to include. When we see no points, open circles, we always think to include. So we're going to include these values here. We're include at negative 4 and include at 2. So my solution is just, because I'm including, and I'm looking at the only thing that I'm interested in are the ones where it is below. That means below. And it also tells me to include right here, by the way. It says to include here. So I go from including negative 4, because my solutions are, I'm below the line from here to here. Solutions are from negative 4 to positive 2. And then so in this last problem, it tells me two different functions. It says f of x is equal to x squared plus 4, and g of x is equal to 2x squared minus 3x. It wants me to find out when is f of x greater than g of x. So when is f of x function? And you can literally graph this and see this happening. When will your f of x be greater than your g of x? Well, one way to do it is to do the algebra, and we do it like this. We're going to set up what this says right here. And this says that f of x, which is x squared plus 4, has to be greater than g of x, which is 2x squared minus 3x. Again, your first step is always to set it equal to 0. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract out the 2x squared and the 3x squared and move them to this side. And I'm going to subtract out 2x squared to move it over here, and I'm going to add 3x to move it over there. And when I do that, I get this right here. I now get negative x squared plus 3x plus 4 is greater than 0. Now, the problem with this is I have a negative value, and I don't want to deal with negative values to solve, so I need to make it positive. In order to make it positive, I need to switch all the signs, or multiply by negative 1. Realize that when I do that, that means I'm also switching this sign. So when I do that, I'm going to get this here. X squared minus 3x minus 4. And that now has to be less than 0. And remember, we're changing signs here. That's why we're flipping things around. We're changing signs because we don't want this x squared to solve it. We don't want that to be positive. We don't want that to be negative. We always want it to be positive. So now I'm going to solve this equation like I would any quadratic. So that's x squared minus 3x minus 4 equals 0. Factors into x minus 4, x plus 1 is equal to 0. And when I do that, I get my solutions of x equals 4 or x equals negative 1. So when I draw this graph out, my number line out again, on it I'm going to put those values. So I have negative 1 and positive 4. And now when I look at this, I'm looking at this new equation that I've created to actually solve it with. Looking at that new equation. I see the symbol here says to exclude. So you use the new equation for this. I'm going to exclude there. So open circle, open circle. And here, because we made the x squared positive, I'm going to actually let it open up. Draw that better. There. Have it opening up. And here I'm actually interested in where it is less than. I want to see where's the graph less than. And it's less than down here. So it looks like my shading is taking place here. And my solutions say don't include negative 1 and don't include positive 4. And again, we did all of this. You could have did it the other way where you solved it with the negative. And in the end, you would have got the same solutions, except your graph would have been opening up the other way. But you still would have saw, because we didn't change this, because we wouldn't have changed the sign there, you would have had it been greater than, and you would have been shading up here, which would have produced the same solution in the end.